Sika, Jean, Deck.
Good
Hi, Arch.
stuff.
How you
Let's
doing?
go.
Getting
Inspiration
some invites?
Nation. Hello. Lee Kemp here for another week on a podcast. Jose Noya talking over me on TikTok. Ryan Boniface. How we doing, guys?
Very
Yeah,
well, thank you.
we're really good. Yeah, I'm
Glad
just
to
just
hear it.
bringing in the TikTok lives, Lee. That's what I was doing.
If you want to be involved,
Bringing in.
as it says on our YouTube screen right now, just search Jose Noya Inspiration Nation, stick that in your Google machine, go to the links for YouTube and TikTok. Follow him. You'll be told when we're going live in each every week. You can get involved with the show and you get loads of great Jose content during the week as well. Myself, I avoid that and I block it. But if you want some Jose, get involved with the community that is growing. Right, this week, Ryan Boniface is the man with subject. We've got a
Oh,
subject,
we
but I
are.
feel like we're halfway. I said this, just give one of yours. We'll half wing it. We'll
Ah,
see how it goes.
I stopped looking because you said that.
Oh, Lee, you bamboozled him.
Bam, this is I like
Bamboozle.
this.
What
This
a
is
word.
That's
What a
mean.
word.
That. Mean.
let's play bamboozle. Would you like a wicked wango card? This is all quotes from Friends for anyone who's unsure what I'm saying right now. Well, I've had for time. So
I'm not really sure
we're
what you're
going
talking
on. We
about.
hadn't subject. Ryan would have liked to have done a bit more prep, but I feel like we throw you in the deep end, Grifster, and go with one and see how it goes. It's like half subject, half winging it all at once.
See if he can swim. Hey, Olin, how you doing? I'm just on there. Hiya. Welcome to the live.
Right, so I need to know where this thing comes from.
Well, throw it out and I'll look it up while you want if we're talking about it.
You can tag
Okay.
team it. I love that.
It's also in a video, so I'm gonna have to read it as I watch it.
Okay.
Okay, so for some context, it's a speech that Denzel Washington, famous actor in the US, for those of you that are uncultured, I didn't know if Joe would know who he was.
I like in the US. Hollywood.
Worldwide. You know what I mean. Is delivering a speech like a university graduation, and I imagine he's being awarded something for his famousness.
What, an honorary degree, maybe?
That's it. Yeah, because he's dressed up in the robe and the hat. I'm butchering this. You can tell I never went to university. And the quote is, "If you don't fail, you're not even trying." If I'll say it again, if you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression: to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. That was the quote. That was it. I'm not going to read the rest of it.
Okay.
That was it. That's what I got it for. I'll read that to you again. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
Yeah, love that.
I'm not going to do it, Joe, and throw it over.
I thought you were
I'm going to try.
Joe.
I'm going to try and wing it on the spot, and I think it talks to an understanding that for every new step you need to take, you need to break the mold of your life to be able to achieve it. So, if you think about work and jobs, people can sometimes get comfortable in the role that they do, or in the sector that they work in, or the business that they work for, or all manner of different things, and to be able to achieve something new or do something differently, you have to do something you've never done before to be able to achieve that. And if you break it down to be really simple, I think you can apply that to a lot of most of life's things. If you want to lose weight, you're going to have to do more exercise. You're going to have to do something you haven't done before and change some habits. And I think it talks about how if you want to set these goals, you have to be able to set plans in order to be able to achieve them and work towards them daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, lifely.
Yeah, I love a bit of Denzel. Oh, sorry, you throwing it over?
Yeah, no, yeah, you carry on. You carry
Was
on.
that a dramatic pause just to go? And you were going to say something else?
No. You carry on.
I thought it was going to be this. I love that. I love Denzel Washington. Really inspirational. One of my favourite films of his is Man on Fire, which I absolutely
What a
adore.
great
That film.
Absolutely
What a
tremendous.
film! I think they've just done a Netflix series. I've not watched it. Yeah, anyway.
I saw that advertised yesterday, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I bloody love that film with it. I couldn't stop. It's one of those films that jumps out at you, and you just have to watch it again. And I know, it's brilliant. Anyway, Denzel, yes. What was the other part of it? The other bit was if you're not failing, you're not. What was it? You're not trying.
You're not even trying.
I love that.
If you're not failing, you're not even trying.
And then it was the other, if you want something, you want to do something, if you want to be better, you've got to do something different, right? You haven't done before.
To get
That's the
something
sort
that
of
you've never
premise,
had,
isn't
you
it?
have to do something you've never done.
Yeah. And I like to sort of throw out some examples of where have I applied this. Well, one of the first things was when we first did Inspiration, right? We were doing things we've never done. Like I was doing the Instagram videos, never done that. And I just threw myself out there. Actually, my very first video. And that was, if you want something to happen, you've got to do something different. And since then, loads of stuff has changed. And we're here in front of you now, coaching leaders at my work. But the other thing I've recently done, because I love to draw this back to what I'm actually doing, it doesn't always work because I've been through periods in my life where I really haven't done anything. I was suffering from mental health and stuff like that, where I wasn't doing any of this because I just couldn't do it. But tennis is one of my ones. And even last night, I played a game and I was playing and we lost 6-love in the first set. I went, what is going on?
Lee, do you know that love means zero?
Yes.
Oh no, don't start getting on love.
Okay.
Don't start
I
doing that with
understand
him.
sports games.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is really, I started my tennis and for me, I fail a lot at tennis. It's really teaching me that even if you think, oh yeah, I'm quite good, you can get humbled very quickly. And I got humbled very quickly in our doubles in the first set. We did come back in the second set, won 6-1, and then we won 10-5 in a tiebreak. But what that means is you have to go back into trying different things. And that's exactly what we did. If we didn't do that, we'd have lost that whole game, but we did. And I came forward and I was a bit more braver and I wasn't so tentative. It's an interesting thing, this quote. I love it. So that's really where I've used it recently. And I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. Anyway, back to you guys. I really enjoy this quote. I love it. And I love Denzel.
Same. I got the quote up and it kind of brought me into a Denzel Washington page. And the bit I noticed which I stand out, because to me, he's a late 90s, early 2000s prolific actor. I know he did some, well, he's still going now, I know, but stuff later. But one of my favourite films from then. So Training Day, I absolutely love. It's one of my favourite films. He's in that. It's fantastic. Fallen, even more one of my favourite films, which he's absolutely fantastic in. There's later ones. Book of Eli is a really good film. Bit sci-fi.
I've watched that. It's okay.
It's good. Do you not know? So good. I like that. I thought that was good.
It's okay. It's okay. Just Man on Fire was the standard for me.
Oh, for me, that's kind of that time when he did like Fallen and some of the other films. Training Day was all around that time, which is amazing. Do you know when he did his first film?
When was it?
1981.
No way. What was the film?
That just blew my mind. I'm like, no, that's before I was born. Carbon Copy it was called. I never heard of it, but I'm like, that's crazy.
Just shows you that the success though is not built on. It takes ages, doesn't it?
Because to me, he's like in my memory, like early 2000s is kind of. I know he was grown then to do it, but the concept that he did his first film in 1981, just you see some things and it really screws your perception of time, and that was one of those for me completely. On the actual quote, Bristol, I like it because it's like a version of the and I think it's Einstein, but I don't know exactly who. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results, and I think this is exactly a more blunt version of that, which you have. You're not going to get anything different unless you do something different. You've got to push yourself out your comfort zone. Is a core bit, and we've talked about that before. We all try and do that. You've got to try new things and get out of that comfortable place if you want to change yourself or to better yourself or to get something different from what you're doing. You have to do that. But I also think it makes me think of the need to pivot as well. If you're doing, if you're midway through something and it's not working, it's really important to be comfortable to change your plan or even sometimes change the destination rather than push on and run yourself into a brick wall. I spoke to someone the other day who works in IT tech, and he said to me where he works, they did a study of all the tech startups in a certain field from 3 years ago, and he said of the top 10, do you know how many of that 10 are still pushing their initial product idea as their core product? None of them. They're all still going concerns, but they've adapted and they've changed so much that their product is now something completely different as they've adapted to market change where they're going. And say sometimes the method isn't getting you the result and you've got to change the method, and actually sometimes the goal just isn't the goal anymore and you've got to pivot and you've got to change. And I think they're so important, and it's scary. It's scary for people on the comfort thing of getting outside your comfort zone, but it's also sometimes scary for people to be like, right, where I wanted to go actually isn't the destination anymore. I've got to go somewhere else. And fear or pride or ego or combination of the three can really get in your way of success.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Yeah, go on, Ryan.
No, after you.
I'm just going to give a little Sigma. Hiya, how you doing? Yeah, I really like what you said there, Lee. I think it's so true. The pivot. I mean, I used to have really definite ideas about what I want to achieve, and I had to change a lot. My journey through my coaching has changed a hell of a lot. Content. Now I'm leadership coach, and so I think you've got to remain flexible. I think it's so important. And going back to the Denzel quote about failing, I used to hate failing. I used to think it as I can't come back from this, and now I've changed that, reframed it as Lee likes to put it, right? The NLP reframing. Well,
Love a
failing
bit
is
of
just learning.
NLP.
Well, reframing it. So failing is the learning for me. Is that the tennis that I do? I just learn every single time I go on the court. When I have a conversation, coach, I learn every time I have a coach conversation. And I fail a lot because you don't always get the results you want. So I love that, Lee. I really love that, what you said around that.
I want to give you
And
some
that's why I really love to
examples here.
go on.
Give
Go
you
on.
some examples of companies that have pivoted from what they originally designed to. Big ticket companies. And this first one, I'm going to read out word for word what it says. Nintendo started in 1889. You probably remember that, Joe, as a manufacturer of playing cards before diversifying into taxis, love hotels, and TV, finally finding success as a video game pioneer. Word for word.
Is that
Instagram.
true? Wow.
When they start, I see it come up a lot. It's one of those things about time perception things, but they started back then doing playing cards. So Instagram was originally a location-based check-in app, and then they pivoted to focusing just on photo sharing, noticing that popularity of all the features in the apps, and look what it is. Amazon was originally a bookstore online, and then they diversified into further projects.
Yeah.
Starbucks originally sold only coffee beans and espresso makers, not drinks, in a single store, and then look what there it is now. And YouTube started as a video-based dating site with the slogan "Tune in and hook up" before pivoting to a general video sharing platform.
That's amazing.
I did not know that one. So it shows how and they are all people who changed or evolved their destination. And look, all of those. There's not a person anywhere in certainly our world who doesn't know those names.
That's crazy for me. I knew the Amazon one. I'd heard of that one, but the others, I had no idea. The YouTube one, totally. That's crazy to me. I didn't know that. That's massive, isn't it? Amazing. Yeah. I just can't believe that. Does anyone in the audience know that? I'd be interested to know if there's anyone in the audience that knew that. That's crazy. And Nintendo, 89 with playing cards. I didn't know they were going that long. I did not know that. That is incredible. Just shows you, doesn't it, that change is needed, Here
you go. I'll give you another one. I won't turn this just into a tech thing, but Slack. So people who work, lots of businesses use Slack as it's similar to Microsoft Teams or whatever versions are out there. So Slack began as a tiny company called TinySpec that made a computer game called Glitch. The game was a complete flop, shut down in 2012, but one aspect that stuck was the interactive, colourful chat functionality that players and employees used. Once they shut down, they realised the tool that they had through the chat thing, and they set up Slack the next year, and that grew massively, and it's public in 2019. They have over 200,000 paying companies, 20 million active daily users. And that, again, a failed game, but one feature of that game, they saw some benefit and, again, pivoted, completely changed their destination, licked their wounds. And it's, they're industry standard really now.
And that goes back to the quote, really. Through failure, they found the way through, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Go back to Ryan's quote. Wow. Just shows you there's something in the failure. The learning is the thing.
Well, that's one of the
I
other.
love that.
There's another quote that's attributed to Denzel Washington, which is "fail forward."
Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that speech is a really great speech. It might be part of the same speech, you know.
I think it is. It was
Because
a
I think it's really gives the address.
commencement speech to help you out there, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thanks to Google telling me that.
Commencement.
Thank you. The rest of the video, he goes on to talk about a quote from Les Brown that supports kind of the original quote we were talking about.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, he made an analogy about this. He says, imagine that you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghosts of the ideas that you never acted on, the ghosts of the talents you didn't use, and they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life. They say, and now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
Oh, Ryan, I love that. That's giving me goosebumps, that is. And the way you read it as well was really good. Really read it well. I love that. Is there? So you got? Have you got any ghosts? You guys? Have you?
Well,
have
I've
you got
talked
any
about this.
ghosts?
I've got them. I can look back, and it's probably some I don't think of, but I can see the things that I had ideas or things I started and I didn't follow. You know, I wasn't brave enough or give the time, whatever. And I didn't follow through, and I can make a lot of reasons why other ways I didn't do it, but I'd find a reason to give up on something when I probably could have put a bit more effort into it. So they're definitely there. What I am is I'm determined to not add to that number.
It's really good, Lee. That's so good. Yeah. Yeah, have I got any ghosts? I definitely have ghosts. The football ghost was definitely one of mine. When I was so young, and not that I would have made it, but I didn't really give it a chance. You know, when the ghost is there and you could have given it a go and just been a bit braver. But
Jose
and like you said, not the Pele, but I could have probably pushed myself. And the friends thing was difficult. I told about the friends thing before, but I was young, very young. But I look back at that and think I maybe could have done something in that space, but I just didn't want to stand out. But that's definitely one of the ghosts.
That's the bravery thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and the bass playing is another ghost. Is that I didn't keep that. I got told by she was lovely. I did love her, but she said, you want to go get a proper job. But if I'd done that, would I be here in front of you now? I don't know. So that's the weird thing about the ghosts, is that you might have pivoted and then this may not have been together. We may not have been together. We've been a different type of world. So I'm really glad it's happened, but there are definitely ghosts that I have, like you say, Lee, that will come, that are there. And I'm with you. Now I'm this age, I don't want any more ghosts. I think it's a really good way to look at it. Don't add to them. I think it's a really good thing. Anyway, Ryan, you talk anything from you, Ryan, on this, because I think that's really good.
No, I think we've summed it up well. I think we've, people have got to break the mold. If you want to do something new, you've got to break the mold. And I think that's something that, if we can remember that, and remember that, breaking through that mold comes with a sacrifice. Nothing comes for free, and just understanding that those sacrifices mean progress, then that's all that's important, is making progress and pushing yourself forward and making yourself a better person, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to steal Lee's. I think breaking the mold's really good, but I think for me it's not having any more ghosts and just keep going forward, even if it's slowly, just to keep moving forward and not to let go of those dreams. But again, going back to Lee's point, pivoting. If you need to pivot, don't be. It's got to be hyper focused on this thing. It could pivot and change a little bit, I think, as well. To me, I'm going to ask the audience. So what ghost do you want to not add to? I think I'm going to put that as a question for the audience. I'd love to hear about that. But yeah, love that, Ryan. Really good. Lee's looking very pensively at the screen. Do you notice that, Ryan? I don't know what he's looking at.
That's an interesting word.
It is an interesting. You sort of really concentrate.
Because I googled the quotes. There's a clothing brand called Fail Forward, and their strapline underneath is "Fail Forward, Progress over Perfection," and they've got lots of good looking stuff with the branding on it, and they've got a whole section of free screensavers with their logos and the little motivational sub statements on it you can download for free, which I think is quite cool. So I'm going to have a little look at that later.
So,
I got
Lee,
distracted.
what about yours?
It's a short
What about your takeaway? Because Ryan's had his, I've had mine. What's yours?
No more ghosts.
Love that. Yeah, I stole that from you as well. I love that one.
Push through.
Oh,
That's
someone
what
said.
it is.
So I'm going to say
It's a
hi
good
to.
one.
Going to say hi to Chaz. I don't know, Chaz. You've been here before, but yeah. Tennis was good, as we've talked about before. There is. Oh, Chaz has said there is no tomorrow. I love that. Where have I heard that? What's that film? Oh, there is no tomorrow. That's off Rocky. That's what Apollo Creed says to Rocky Balboa. There is no tomorrow. I love that. Oh, nice one, Chaz. I love that.
Good
Sorry, I got
stuff.
excited.
So after putting you on the spot, Grifter, are you pleased with our little conversation here?
Yeah, I think we've done a good job this week.
I feel motivated. I feel ready to go. Fail forward
I feel
is
excited.
the way.
Yeah, love it.
Go out into
What
the
we're
world
doing.
and make those mistakes.
Mistakes and don't have any more ghosts.
No more ghosts. No more ghosts.
Yeah, 100%.
That's gonna sit. That's gonna sit in my lexicon, I think. Right. So as always, I do a shield, inspirationnation.org.uk. All our backlog there, 7+ years of awesome content. Maybe the start stuff's a bit sketchy, but give it a look. It's all good. Lots of people out there doing it. If you like what we're doing, whatever platform you're on, please just hit that 5-star button, leave some kind comments. Most importantly, tell friends and family. And again, Jose Noya, just search him on the YouTube, on the Google. You can search him on the YouTube too. Follow him on YouTube and TikTok. You'll find out when we're going live. You can get involved like loads of people do, not just with the podcast, which is always great, but he's very interactive during the week as well. He's a friendly, motivational guy, is our Jose Pele Noya.
Oh, that's so lovely.
All that's left to do, count us down. I say 3, 2, 1. Inspiration Nation.
Catch
you guys later.
Catch you guys later. Roy, join in. Come on. No, still can't get joined still.
No, you won't